BCTV and WBNH thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business. PrimaryBankNH.com. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing care to help meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Great New Hampshire restaurants. Food tastes better with family. Tbones.com or Copperdoor.com.
Kenzie takes a touch. She'll have one shot to the right side, and it's good. May takes the snap, hands it off to Helton. Similar play, similar result. This time a stiff arm gets Helton free. He's met at the goal line, but he's in.
With numbers, sends it into the circle. O'Donnell to Kylie, shot, score!
Oh, somebody's got to do it. So now the ball through. Benjamin with it. Left foot, right foot is good.
They have cleaned that up over the years a lot. Oh, nice block.
Snap, looks to pass. May rolls to his right, delivers to the end zone. Back in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Welcome to Bedford High School on this sunny Saturday afternoon as we bring you playoff soccer, Division I championship quarterfinals, as the Bedford Bulldogs will host the Londonderry Lancers this afternoon. I'm Corey Munster-Tiger here for BCTV, joined in the box today by Jay Abendroth. Jay, a nice win the other day on Wednesday for the Bulldogs, 4-2. A couple weird goals late, but it came out of that relatively unscathed. Thoughts on today?
Yeah, this playoff soccer comes at you fast. 3 days ago, they're saying good job, Winnicott, really put them away without much issue. But here we are today, back at it, back on the pitch against the Londonderry team that they took care of in the regular season. But we do know, and heard some inside information, Londonderry has a very strong midfield, and so we'll see. That will be the battle today. See if the midfield of Bedford can gain possession and get it to those very, very quick forwards, or make sure that their defense holds strong and does not break.
Bulldogs are out on the field. Londonderry ready to break their huddle. Senior captain Ali Mirza at the center stripe with senior forward Gabe Teixeira. Familiar starting lineup, except one notable absence. Evan Hoey, senior captain, will not be starting this afternoon. Bulldogs going with 3 back, 5 at the midfield, 2 high. 40 minutes on the board. We're just about ready to get kicked off here in this state championship quarterfinal.
Man, as we get to start here, it's always tough to lose a senior captain for a game of this import. But as we talked about in the past, Lucas Jurek, able to step in, another senior, and hold down the fort for Bedford.
And we're underway. Lancers get it deep towards the right wing. Logan Tennant back there for the Bulldogs. Handles, distributes to that far sideline. They'll earn a throw in.
I got to tell you, Corey, have the pleasure of doing a lot of these games. I see how these teams start the game with that deep ball down to the right.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't quite understand. It gives away a possession that you could otherwise have built from the back. I'm sure there are smarter soccer minds than I, so I'm not at all throwing stones, but kind of an interesting way to start a possession, because you have the opportunity to build, and you basically go kick it into the corner, and Bedford here starts to build the other way without much trouble.
So I've actually talked to a couple of soccer minds recently about this, and we've noticed that the women's national team is doing a similar thing, but deliberately kicking it out of bounds deep in the opponent's territory. So they're figuring that they have a better chance of regaining possession on the opponent's throw-in deep in their own territory versus trying to build from the midfield on the kickoff. So interesting schools of thought, different coaches, different priorities. But I agree, I think that's been evolving as of late.
Yeah, and that makes sense to have it kicked out of bounds. Let your team actually get in position and play defense versus one that bounces around, and your team hasn't even gotten down to the ball yet. But anyway, neither here nor there. We've got some playoff soccer ahead of us, and looking to see the teams, I think, taking a few little jabs at each other here, looking to see who can settle down first.
Mirza was down in that right wing, tried to get across. was just a bit wayward with that crossing pass. Went behind the goal, so a goal kick for the Lancers and Colin Philkrantz. Nice service into the box here. Couldn't quite get onto it as Devin Lafferty was near side. And now Howley will play it back. That's Grayson Howley back to Tennant. Now they'll come all the way back. McComish brings it back to Brannigan. Chasing the play is Leo Sokonic.
Yeah, it's been a nice day here today. The wind is whipping a little bit, but nothing as it has in the past games if you were listening to the girls, for example, yesterday. But I do think the sun will be. We see Tucker Brannigan on the left-hand side, the Bedford goalie, with his hand up trying to shade that sun. I think that's going to be something to contend with this for whatever team is in our left goal for playing defense.
As the sun will set over to our right here as we're looking down at the field. That left goalkeeper will have to contend with that throughout both halves, actually. He's already been doing so. Near side for Londonderry, that's Bryce Rivard. Quick one-touch passing, and it glances back to Caden Jordan. Cleared by the Bedford defense. Santerre scoops it up in the midfield for the Bulldogs. Ahead for Mirza. Shields it nicely down to the right wing, cuts off his defender, and now gets tripped from behind. Wow, no foul call. That's a little odd. Poked through for the Bulldogs. Opportunity here, but off his line is Colin Philkrantz.
Yeah, a little bit. I think everybody on the field, other than the referees, were just ready for that whistle as they see Bedford take that opportunity. Alan Mirza fell over the ball. Didn't come, I guess. A little bit of a harmless attack for Bedford, but we'll see how the referees play, and hopefully they do not play a big role in this game. We've had some really good officiating the last couple games for Bedford.
So Connick trying to play it near side. Jacobson can't get good lumber on it. Back to Sokonic, and now cleared by the Bedford defense, but up is Lucas Houston down that left field wing for the Lancers, and it glances off near side Lafferty, so the Lancers will throw it. Sokonic back in the middle. Here's DeGeorge. Now Pasternak. Bulldogs finally get it out to their wing. McComish will play it back. Logan Tennant. The Lancers applying some pressure here early on this Bedford Bulldog squad. Good possession in their offensive end. Just 5 minutes into this contest.
Yeah, as we see Londonderry, as you said, with an opportunity again going down towards the goal. They've been able to play through the middle and had some success. I think Bedford's going to have to figure out how they play from the wings and making sure they get the balls out on the edges and then into their fast attackers to get away from this bunched up midfield that Londonderry looks like wants to play early on.
Harrington gathers it for the Bulldogs. Now Lafferty. Back to Harrington. And they string some passes together. Tried for the middle for Jacobson. Intercepted there by Jordan.
Yeah, it's funny. I've seen number 12 there, Caden Jordan on Londonderry. A few of the Bedford players have tentatively come at him. He's a big boy and definitely willing to throw his weight around a little bit in the middle.
6'9", 280 on the roster. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right.
I don't have his sizes, but he does look like he's got some size to him. Caden Jordan wandering through that midfield. Now the Bulldogs pressure the Lancers back line. Good step there by Jacobson, but it falls to Joseph DeGeorge.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of that speed in the Bedford wing with Dom Urich actually coming up, trying to pass his teammate Gabe Teixeira on the press. That's going to be important for Bedford as they go and pressure the ball down the edges to try to create some opportunities.
Harrington shields nicely, allows Brannigan to come off his line as Coy Totten was putting pressure there. Nice little through ball and good opportunity for the Lancers, but Brannigan there to dive on the Lucy. Little back heel there by Totten. Near side now, Lafferty kicks it off the incoming Lancer, Bryce Rivard.
Yeah, we see Londonderry having a bunch of success. They have their forwards or strikers, and then there's basically a pocket behind them where Coy Totten is basically having time to sit and distribute and get the through balls over. Really nice playing by their side, and again, taking advantage of what Bedford gives them with space on the field.
Mirza about 2 or 3 yards offside in this case, as he was trying to run onto that through ball. So William Gingro on the restart for the Lancers. He'll kick it, little liner. Santerre had the opportunity, but it skips under his foot. And now Jacobson will bring it down. Ahead for Santerre, can't handle it cleanly. It bounces back to the Lancer back line. Here's Howley now. Playing that holding mid position.
Bedford really just not being able to string together some passes as they would like. Usually those open passing lanes are a little bit more constricted as we see a ball go out. Londonderry is definitely putting a little bit of pressure on Bedford, and that's something that they have struggled to contend with early on in games as teams put pressure on and disrupt their passing game.
Lafferty was on that near sideline. Now here's a through ball, almost a connection there to Andre Sandu, but they couldn't quite make the connection out near the penalty mark. Brannigan comes out, fields it cleanly. Now the Bulldogs will look to build again. McComish dispossessed on that far sideline.
Yeah, nice work by Brannigan there. Something that could have been a tough situation for them. He was decisive, came off his line without much hesitation, was able to pick that one up without issue. But Londonderry is definitely having some success playing those middle balls through and finding the spaces in the Bedford defense.
Gabe Teixeira scrapping deep in that left wing. He's going to get called for the shoulder there. Some good physical play. Like to have the referees let that go for a little while. Teixeira finally crossed the line, and foul was called on that shoulder to shoulder as he leaned in just a bit too much. Winner of today's game will play in the semifinals on Wednesday, the 5th. 4 p.m. is that semifinal, with the other semifinal to follow, both at Manchester Memorial. Nice play there by Jurek coming up, disrupting that play. A lot of folks in the stands wanted a foul, but that looked pretty clean here.
Yeah, that looked like a very solid double foot step right through the ball. Nice play by Jurek. Hands were down, no push. I think the refs had that one correct.
Teixeira wanted the handball there, and it does get called. Coming up was DeGeorge for the Lancers and got a paw on that little orb. So handball was called. 10 minutes into this game, we're scoreless. The Lancers seeming to put a bit more pressure on the Bedford defense than vice versa. Tennant, long ball into the penalty area, headed out nicely by the Lancers defense. McComish tries to keep it in on the far sideline, but it does go out. Throw in for the Lancers.
Yeah, and early on, Londonderry has taken advantage of some strong play in the midfield, and really that's where, with this, both teams try to use a passing build-up style of play. Londonderry controlling the midfield has had a fantastic opportunity, a couple of them rolling through right down the middle and having opportunities on the goal. No true shots yet on goal, but they're definitely knocking on the doorstep.
Harrington and Lafferty play a little 1-2 on the near side. Now back to the other side. Here's McComish. Has some space, plays the diagonal. Mirza's on it. Here's it back to the middle. Tries to play it forward for Teixeira, but the back line steps up. The Lancers push it forward. Santerre feeling pressure, gives it back to Harrington. And now forward, Jacobson, nice little 1-2, tries to get it to Mirza, intercepted on that back line by Pasternak.
Yeah, nice build-up, though, there by Bedford. probably won't get a replay on that one, but we saw Uric, when we try to build, instead of passing, kind of across wing to wing, Uric saw McComish hit about a 30-yard pass up the middle into the wing, and McComish had probably 20 yards around him. So I think Bedford is, here we see it again, kind of wide open. So Bedford's going to have to figure out how to pass through this clogged up defense, and when they do, I think they're going to have some more streaking opportunities from the wings.
Seen some success switching fields, and now they earn the corner. Although, no. The near side official deep in the right wing motioned to the corner. However, I think that's the right call. That is a goal kick. So Colin Philkrantz will clear it out for the Lancers. Lefty goalie swings his leg through, gets it out towards midfield. Nice volley there. Mirza tries to run onto it, shielded nicely by Pasternak. Mirza will get called for the foul.
Yeah, and again, aggressiveness there, a foul that was earned, but Mirza,
sure,
no harm in trying to go after that ball. Bounce and prod the defender. Perhaps they're going to make an errant pass, and he's going to be able to use his speed to jump on it. Again, we see Bedford starting to probe a little bit more, a few of those longer balls, but Londonderry has stood strong thus far.
You always have to explore what the officials are going to let you get away with. So
that's right. It's a negotiation always.
Yeah, Coach Pepper's not going to be too worried about that play here. Now the Lancers with an opportunity. Nice centering pass. A shot from above the 18. Brannigan bobbles it, but he does scoop it up. Nice play there from the oncoming Lancer. It looked like that was Coy Totten with a low liner. See it here on replay as the Bulldogs tried to clear it, and it came in strong. And Brannigan, right place, right time, able to make the stop.
Yeah, well struck ball. Luckily for Bedford, and I do mean that luckily, it was not well placed away from Brannigan because he did not have to move and was really a reaction save. But, again, we saw really only a few numbers, 2 or 3 of the Londonderry team members on attack there, but they were able to ping pong through the Bedford defense. I would love to see the Bedford defense, while they are back there and playing defense, mark a man and make sure that they don't have free runners, because that's what's getting them thus far.
Long ball here for Mirza. He has Teixeira in the middle. Bounced and batted away. Nice job there by Philkrantz. But the Bulldogs back on it. That's Lafferty hustling up. Teixeira. Shot here. Too high. Mirza spun to his strong left hand. Fired it over the net. I was going to say on that opportunity for the Lancers was a great job keeping it down. As we see the replay here on this one, though, Philkrantz coming off his line, batting it out of danger. The Bulldogs getting back on it, and then Mirza spinning out to his left side. Getting a good strike on it, just too high.
Yeah, and we've seen Londonderry, from a formation standpoint, really prioritize having strength in the midfield and numbers in the midfield. And again, we saw that replay, that rebound. That ball stood there and bounced for a few seconds, but there was no one within 20 yards of it until Lafferty ran up to it. And so I think that counterattack is where Bedford is really going to make some strides here. They're just going to have to make sure on defense they get solid passes through, as they have another one here.
Stepping into the passing lane, Mirza now down that left field side to the far post. It's off the right post. He had beat Philkrantz, but just a bit wide. Hits that right post solidly, and we stay knotted at 0. Couple of good opportunities here for the Bulldog offense, and they can't capitalize quite yet.
Yeah, that counterattack has been pretty brutal, although it hasn't pretty deadly, except it's harmed, but it hasn't hurt. And it's really about getting those strikers and using the open space within the field. The Bedford, those long balls are really going to be the way that they break through this defense in the first half.
That's been their strategy right along, is they have those 2 strikers, High and Teixeira and Mirza, both with great speed, both with great strength. And they know where each other is going to be, playing balls through, making runs on diagonals. And they've really been able to take advantage of those long, loopy passes, running onto it, and then causing havoc for the back line. The Bulldogs will have a foul here on the far side. 0-0 is your score. Just about halfway through this first half, as we tick down to the 23-minute mark. Again, the number 2 Bedford Bulldog boys soccer team taking on the number 7 Londonderry Lancers. The sun is absolutely brutal for the press box here as we make adjustments so we can actually see what's going on down there.
Yeah, we got definite South Beach vibes here. Got to get the lip balm out. Beautiful day, though.
Opportunity here. Nice job by Lafferty tracking back. Gets a foot on it, disrupts that play. Teixeira slips. He'll go down as coming forward was Lucas Houston. Now the Lancers will possess again. Jordan to that far side. Tennant heads it out of harm, and now Sandu. His pass through the middle is volleyed by Jacobson. Repossessed by Sandu.
Yeah, and you can see I was not at the game earlier in the year, but we were told here in the press box that Bedford made a few of their goals up by the 18-yard line or so, and you can really see this way of playing. Londonderry is leaving that as they push their midfielders up. They're leaving a space between their defense and their midfield, which again is about 15 yards as we look at it right now against their back line. So if Bedford can really find a way to matriculate the ball into that soft spot, that's where they're going to really be able to drive some gains here as we see a kick for a little bit of indecision, but a little kick for Bedford out of their zone.
It looked like it was clearly a foul on Sokonic, as we see here. Santerre taken down from behind, and the initial call from the official was in favor of the Lancers, so I think folks were a little confused. Pretty clear on the replay that the foul was on the Lancers, though. Urich clears it high, directly to the Lancer back line as Pasternak will bring it forward, gives to Gingro. Tennant kicks it off his own man, and back onto it here is Sokonic. Through ball here, Brannigan with the save, amazing save off his line. Totten had the opportunity, and Brannigan was there. Phenomenal save as we see the replay. Nice little ball through, perfectly timed run, and Brannigan comes high in the box for the save.
Yeah, and we see that replay. It was a great job by Tucker Brannigan coming off, but I think Bedford was they're almost insistent to keep their shape, but they're not marking the one lone runner running through, and I think there's got to be something, at least that's where Lucas Urich in the back has to start barking out orders, and Tucker as well, to make sure that while they keep their shape and their lanes, they are strongly and tightly marking the streaking forwards. It's just going to be something that they're going to struggle with unless they clean that up.
And the Bulldogs there were caught a bit flat-footed as well. Perfectly timed run by Totten. Had the Bedford Bulldog back line standing still. Harrington will play it all the way across for Tennant. Oh, there's a little bit of lull in the action. We do want to say thank you to our underwriters. We at BCTV and WBNH would like to thank our underwriters for supporting our live sports coverage. Primary Bank, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Great New Hampshire Restaurants. That's T-Bones and the Copper Door. Head on out to these local establishments. Appreciate their support, and they would appreciate your support. As we are inside 20 minutes here in the first half, still scoreless in this state quarterfinal. The number 2 Bedford boys taking on the number 7, the Londonderry Lancers. Bulldogs here trying to link a couple passes, getting a couple long balls. Teixeira tries to put pressure, comes away with it here. The turnover. Gets to the inside, uses his strength. Right shot, deflected out front. Pasternak got in the way. And now Sokonic will wait for reinforcements. Tennant came forward, disrupted the play, but Sokonic is back on it.
Yeah, to be honest, Seconic is just outworking 4 or 5 Bedford defenders and getting possession. Can't happen from Bedford. They have to make sure they have someone going and attacking the ball and not letting him get a possession as the lone guy up on the island, because that's where reinforcements come and bad things can happen on defense. So have to start working a bit harder on the Bedford defense.
Lone guy couldn't bring it down this time. Jacobson runs onto it, and now Lafferty for the Bulldogs. Harrington forward for Jacobson. Pressure from the backside. Lafferty plays it back to Harrington. Nice job to keep possession by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and the Bulldogs are a team that, as I keep talking about, love that precision passing. It seems like their spacing is not right, and or Londonderry has just found a way to, they kind of they stay off the ball or the first pass, but then they clamp down quickly, and Londonderry is able to, with 1 or 2 people, really take over and confuse the Bedford defense as they try to get it out of their zone.
Great hustle on that far sideline by Dom Urich. Chasing it down, putting pressure on the defense. I believe that was Caden Jordan with the foul deep in their own end. Now the Bulldogs with a set piece, effectively a corner here. Looks like Santerre will be on it for the Bulldogs. Raises his hand, looks for the cutters. Headed out nicely there. Looked like Gingro got ahead on it for the Lancers. Harrington plays to space, has a go, a bit ambitious. It gets batted around like a ping pong ball. And finally cleared out to the Bulldogs back line. Through ball here, Lafferty times his run well. Clearing pass, centering pass to the middle is deflected out, and the Bulldogs will have a corner.
Yeah, that was the right pass by Grayson Halley down the alley there on the right-hand side. Both Ali and Gabe were still coming back into an onside position. Nice work by Lafferty, but a little bit of hustle. Good vision by Howley.
Santerre will take the corner on the near side. Right foot out swinger. Lofts it into the middle, over the goalie's head. Got to the back post. Bulldogs are on it, but couldn't quite make a play on the initial corner. They'll play it across. Score update from around Division 1. Exeter and Nashua South are tied 1-1 late in the second. Just 5 minutes left in that game, so keeping our eyes on that one. The number 1 seeded Nashua South going the distance here with Exeter. 0-0 is your score here with a little over 15 minutes left in this first half. Some opportunities on both sides here as we've seen it back and forth throughout this first stanza. Phil Krantz with a nice goal kick. Lafferty plays it back all the way to Brannigan. The Lancers do nicely to corral it, but then turn it right over. Harrington will clear it long. Again, looking for those sprinting forwards, putting pressure on this back line. Mirza gets onto it. Fakes his defender. Now we'll go to the middle. Pass deflected. Cleared out of harm's way by Pasternak. Ball just behind the cutting Finn McDonald, as he has come on in substitution for the Lancers.
Yeah, and again, we see these this big patch of grass both ways being an opportunity. Finn McDonald was missed on that pass, but if he had been able to connect, there would have been a lot of green between him and the next Bedford defender. So again, look for that to be a key as we finish up this first half, 14 minutes to go, who can exploit that opening to the best advantage.
Santerre, nice little outside of the foot flick to Jacobson. He tried to get it forward for Mirza. Broken up by the Lancer back line. Lafferty flicks it in the middle. Mirza tries to shield it out and away. Can't quite get possession. Howley nearly kicks it out of bounds, but the Lancers keep it in. Ooh. Offside called as Mirza was in an offside position as the ball was struck. Not when he received it quite clearly, but certainly when the ball was struck. So near side official does call it. Still a two-man official crew here as they try to stay on that back line. They do an incredible job with just two of them out there. Usually you have the center official as well, and we will see that later in the playoffs, likely for the semifinals. But two-man crew here for the quarters.
Yeah, and that that offsides as you're coming back to receive the ball. Refs called it correctly, so no issue there. It's just a tough rule, though, because really no advantage is gained. The offending offsides player is actually coming back on sides, and that's the call, as we see a great run by Teixeira.
He was close there, too. Gets a shot. He scores! He buries in that far left corner. Gabe Teixeira, perfectly timed run. Honestly, looked like he was close as we were talking about offside. Even is on, though. Teixeira with the breakaway. Cuts it to that low left corner, and the Bulldogs go up 1-0.
Yeah, fantastic composure by Gabe. That, as you said, it was a great run, and great runs not only get you on sides with the ball, but they give you some space. And so he had 3 or 4 dribbles that you have to take care of before he was able to strike, but he struck at the right time. Ball went in the bottom left-hand corner. Goalie had no chance. 1-0 Bedford, and that may be a little bit of the jolt that the Bulldogs need to start pressing onto this goal.
Phenomenal job by Gabe Teixeira. Senior forward. Great run. Great couple of touches to keep it well in his possession, and buries it beautifully. Not sure if they'll actually give an assist there, given how many dribbles Teixeira took, but Urich ranges forward from that center back position.
Assist number 17, Matthias Jacobson.
They do give the assist to Jacobson. I don't know. If you're an official scorer, Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, sure.
Let's be generous.
Yeah,
exactly. Let's be generous.
Spread the wealth. But yeah, that was one.
It was a nice ball.
It was the right ball at the right time. So I think that's where you get the credit for Jacobson there. But Teixeira did handle a lot of that dirty work on his own. But spread the wealth, might as well.
Update from that other Division I game. Nashua South and Exeter will go to extra time as they finish regulation tied at 1. Teixeira cuts back to the middle, causing havoc. Mirza offside. Shot low liner to that same left post. Hit the post, but he was in an offside position. The official in good position on the near sideline to make that call. I had my suspicion, and the official confirmed it.
Yeah, that was a tough one. That was basically a run from Mirza that was not north-south. He was going actually east-west, so he must have started in an offside position. But again, you see Teixeira and Mirza, just a lot of experience together and comfort knowing just to lay a ball out there and that your running mate will run onto it. Huge play. Officials thwarted it, but love to see him keep doing that.
Yeah, they have just that communication, that unsaid communication. They know where each other is going to be. And usually they're runs that the defense is not expecting. They're not, the normal cut towards the ball. They're sometimes away from the ball, and they just know where each other is going to be. So great chemistry between those two as Mirza looked like he was fouled, but no call.
We're redefining fouls a little bit here. Refs are trying to let things play, I believe. So can't fault them for that. But perhaps a bit of I don't know. It's looked a little wonky. Is that a good word?
Beautiful play here. Amazing volley. So Connick is able to finish. A nice little chip ahead by Caden Jordan, and we're knotted at 1.
Yeah, as we see the replay here, Bedford out
right
again.
Here, this chip.
Plenty
Beautiful.
of folks behind, but just such touch to drop it in that bucket. And number 9, Leo Sokonic, just able to dive and volley. This is, again, a great push and great pressure by Londonderry, but an example where Bedford had the form, they had the people back, but they were not marking the right person, and it bit them.
So Connick with a nice touch to finish that off, and honestly, beautifully set up by Jordan.
Assistant number 9, Leo Sekonic.
I think they might have those opposite, but I think Sekonic was the one that finished, and Jordan was on the assist. Either way, we are knotted at 1, just moments after the Bulldogs score. Only 3 minutes later, the Lancers even it at 1.
Yeah, I think, Corey, this is going to be a good game moving forward. I'm excited about what we see in the the rest of the game, because that's a hard thing to do as a team, is to see yourself, pushing, having some opportunities that Londonderry had, but then Bedford breaks through first. To be able to kind of push forward and get that goal in shows a ton of grit and determination. It's going to be something that they're going to need as Teixeira continues to push, but it's going to be a great game.
Muscling off. Good battle there with Teixeira and Houston. We do get a foul called, though.
Yeah, I think the two-hand push was where the ref said enough.
Probably warranted a call, I guess. Phil Krantz will take the free kick. Lancers getting forward, and a little disorganization here by the Bedford back line. They're able to regroup. A couple of defenders right there at the same spot where you want to be a little more clear in your communication as to who's going to go after that first. Jurek and Tennant, I believe, were both there. And now the Lancers with a throw-in.
Yeah, and the Lancers they've been pesky, I'll say. Just being able to kind of keep the ball in the zone, cause some chaos with just a few numbers. They have been outnumbered on offense in a lot of these plays pretty much through the game, but Bedford just with indecision and not able to get the ball out. I think that's something that we'll see as the adjustment comes at halftime. Like here, get the ball out of your zone. You're just playing with fire here if you're letting the ball trickle around in front of the goal mouth and having your goalie use his feet. The speed and the ability of the people up front is what you want to exploit if you're Bedford.
And now the Bulldogs trying to do so. Jacobson, Teixeira tries to play ahead for Mirza. Santerre runs onto it. He gets fouled, and the Bulldogs will have a free kick. Absolutely, I agree with that. You don't want to fiddle around with it too much inside your own 18-yard box. Although you do want to try to keep possession. The longer you keep it back there, the higher the opportunity for disaster. Mirza, Teixeira, and Santerre will stand in the area of the free kick. Likely have one or two run over it. Teixeira runs through it. Santerre back from Mirza. Tried a low liner. Deflected away by the Lancer back line. Urich to Logan. Tennant, that is. Nicely played here by Howley. Gets some space. Harrington is intercepted, and now his pass back is taken by Sekonic. Sekonic to Cunningham. Cunningham tries the forward pass to Sandu. Sandu offside.
Yeah, yet again, just a little bit of indecision, and the passes are not being struck appropriately, and they're slowing down, and Londonderry's able to get a foot on them. I'll say a lot of these folks will be going off to college. Some sage words that I learned. They say nothing good happens after 2 a.m. Excuse me. Nothing good happens when you're dribbling the ball in your box, and so Bedford really has to change the tone here to get the ball out of harm's way.
I mean, the first version of that works well, too. I mean, nothing good does happen after 2 a.m. So either way, sage advice for the seniors that are off to college next year. Batted around on that far side while the two teams battle for possession. We'll talk about some upcoming broadcasts in just a moment as Lafferty runs onto it. Bulldogs trying to get into the area, and it goes off of Lafferty. So the winner of today's game will play the winner of Bishop Girton and Hanover. That game is later this afternoon. Two winners will face off in the semifinals on Wednesday at 4 p.m. We will not be able to broadcast that on TV live. That will be the NHFS that will handle that. We will have the radio, though, going for that match. Similar for the Field Hockey Championship tonight. The Bulldogs, the number 2 seed, taking on the number 1 seed, Keene Blackbirds. That's at 7 p.m. this evening. So come on out, support those Bulldogs. This is the first time the Bulldogs have advanced to the state championship game. We wish them luck as they take on the Keene Blackbirds. Long shot here, just over the crossbar. Brannigan got a finger on it, so it will be a corner. Nice opportunity there for the Lancers as we see the replay.
Yeah, and again, just willing to take this shot. Nicely struck ball. Brannigan had to go after that ball. He couldn't let it go because how close it was. We continue to see Londonderry time and time again generating opportunities that didn't look like they were there at the start of the build-up.
Sandu on that opportunity now takes the corner. Jurek will head it out for the Bulldogs and now cleared up the near sideline. Mirza onto it. Gains possession and then turns it over. Stepping in was Rivard. Played forward here, so Connick gains possession near the end line. Sandu, header, right to Brannigan, well positioned. Jordan was there though for an opportunity. A couple more opportunities for the BCTV and WBNH crew. The girls soccer semifinals are on Tuesday the 4th at 6:15. The Bedford Bulldogs will take on the number 4, they'll take on the number 8 Winnacunnet squad at 6:15. Again, NHFS will have that one live. We'll have radio only. It will be on tape delay if you'd like to see it. And then the football team finished an unbeaten season, perfect in the regular season. Now they'll head to the playoffs, that first playoff match. They will get a bye this coming week, and their first playoff game will be Friday, November 14th, 7 p.m. right here in Bedford. Just about 3 minutes to go here in the first half. 1-1 is your score. Bulldogs facing a couple of opportunities late here. Beautiful shot by Andre Sandu. And then a header immediately following that on the corner for Caden Jordan, putting some pressure on Brannigan and the Bedford defense. Mirza with a run down the left wing. Excuse me, that's Santerre. Into the middle for Teixeira. Avoids one, now 2 defenders, gets to the middle. Shot up near that upper right 90 by Jacobson. Phil Krantz ranges to his left and bats it up and over the cage. See here on the replay. Nicely left off for Jacobson. One touches it. That had eyes for the upper 90. And Phil Krantz is there. 2 hands, bats it up and over.
Yeah, that was the right shot, the right movement. I'll say that it took a little bit for Bedford to get there to switch fields, but once they did, they exposed a little bit of that open space and were able to get some free run. Tough for...
Phil Krantz gets a hand on the corner.
Yeah, tough for Matias not to hit that, but a good save by the goalie.
Jacobson with the beautiful opportunity there. We'll touch it back to Santerre. They play a little give and go near side. Harrington in the middle for Howley. Howley back for Harrington. Near side Santerre. Good footwork to avoid the defender Jacobson now. Harrington near side. Wide for Lafferty. Lafferty takes a strong touch deep in the corner and he'll earn a corner. Slide tackled there by Lucas Houston, but over the end line. So inside 2 minutes here in the first half. One apiece. The Bulldogs threatening here in the last few minutes before halftime, putting some pressure on Phil Krantz and the Lancer back line. Header onto it was Harrington. Couldn't quite get it down. Got a clean look though. And it is harmlessly high. Phil Krantz will have a goal kick.
Yeah, and we've seen some positive advances by Bedford, really trying to take advantage of the last couple minutes of this half. Haven't been able to break through, but I like the idea too. You know, Corey, you and I are both football fans. We talk about really good quarterbacks. They throw people open, meaning a wide receiver might not look open, but the pass is there when they're open. I think the Bedford really strong. The strength of their midfield is in the passing. I think they need to pass some people open here because Londonderry is content to just wait back and collapse on the ball once a pass is made, hopefully making it errant as we see here. So I'd like to see that happen for the Bedford midfielders to open up some space.
Update on a score. Nashua South victorious over Exeter. 2:40 to go in the first overtime. They score and they finish off Exeter. So Nashua South will advance in this boys soccer tournament. Mirza thwarted by Gingro. Got to be pretty close to halftime here, as this has been what feels like a really long 2 minutes. Jacobson tries to squirt it ahead. Dom Urich back for Logan Tennant. Volleys it forward. Little tennis match there as it goes back and forth in Lancer territory. Now Jordan volleys it ahead. Sokonic heads it to himself and he's on the break. Sokonic pauses. Whoa. Whoa. What's the call here? Is he offside or are they calling halftime? Wow. There was a whistle, 2 whistles. Wow. I think he's going to call halftime right there, which is amazing.
That is amazing.
Sokonic was on a break, and this is a highly unusual subjective chance here. Sokonic finishes. It was after the whistle, but that is shocking.
Yeah.
The officials have subjectivity and can blow it when they want.
Yeah, I think the official here, as we see him on this, is probably saying, hey, we should have called it a few minutes earlier, a few seconds earlier, if you will, and you shouldn't have even had that opportunity.
Wow.
But yeah, it is shocking, actually. If you're a Londonderry fan, you got to be a little bit frustrated there, as you don't get the opportunity to see that play follow all the way through. For Bedford, you have to be incredibly fortunate and happy that the official has a very precise watch on their hands, and they are willing to stand by it. But yeah, highly unlikely, or highly unusual to see that happen.
We'll have to ask some questions here. We know that the last 2 minutes are kept on the field. We know that at least at the college level, they counted down by the second, and there is no subjectivity associated with it. So it could be the same here. Let's find some answers here at halftime, and we will join you for second half action. 1-1 is your score at half in this state quarterfinal, as the Bedford Bulldogs are knotted with the Londonderry Lancers. We'll take a break and join you for second half action on BCTV in just a few minutes.
BCTV and WBNH thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business. PrimaryBankNH.com. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing care to help meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Great New Hampshire restaurants. Food tastes better with family. Tbones.com or CopperDoor.com.
Welcome back to Bedford High School here in this state boys soccer championship, this quarterfinal matchup between the number 2 Bedford Bulldogs and the number 7 Londonderry Lancers. I'm Corey Munster Tiger, joined in the booth here by Jay Abendroth. Jay, a wacky play to end that first half. Thoughts on what happened?
Yeah, I think the referee, as we've been talking about here, the referee was very sure the half had to end at that point. So must have been a timer expired and can't go forward. So it is what it is. I think that, how do you come out of that and start the second half? I think Bedford has to say, wow, we were right at the edge of being one down. We're very fortunate, whereas Londonderry, I think, is starting to see that, hey, keep the pressure up and you're going to get some great opportunities.
Quite literally avoided a disastrous last-second play there. And quite literally last second, as the official blew it dead right before Leo Sokonic was able to bury in the top right corner. He had headed the ball to himself, was chasing down the loose ball, and had a relative breakaway. Brannigan was off his line. Sokonic finished high and right. It went in, but just before the official had blown his whistle to call the play dead. So it remains 1-1 at halftime. And we did get some clarification. There is no subjectivity. It is when the clock hits 0 for the official, he blows it dead.
Yeah, and that 2 minutes did lapse a little bit longer, upwards of 3.5 minutes. So I guess that's how it goes, and both teams have to regroup and take care of what they need to. But I do think, aside from that, there are a lot of adjustments for both teams to talk about, whether it be the Londonderry team really adjusting to pressing more up the middle as they have seen success. And Bedford, I think these passes going backwards towards their goal are not connecting, and they have to clean them up.
Worth noting the direction of the wind, too. The Bulldogs will have it at their backs this time. Might make it actually a little bit harder, as their long ball was lofted up. It was settling down nicely for the forwards to run under it, both Teixeira and Mirza having opportunities. This time, with the wind at their backs, it might sail a bit longer than they're used to, making those long balls and long connections a bit harder to make. The Lancers with a throw here. Tennant moves forward, disrupts play, but the Lancers regain possession.
Yeah, Logan Tennant has been a very strong force for Bedford all year long. There we see with another strong tackle, not leaving it to chance and getting the ball out of his zone, going the right way.
Pasternak clears it for the Lancer D. Now coming away is Sandu. Sandu plays that right corner. Sokonic onto it for the Lancers. Inside outside, gets to his right foot, makes some space. He'll go down in the box, no foul there. Brannigan scoops it up and now rolls it out near side. Lefty trying to go down the near sideline was McComish. Garrett McComish has it glance off of his foot and out of bounds near midfield. Sokonic forward here for Totten. Totten wide for Sandu, he's offside. Kicks it back out and away. Official didn't like that, so he speaks to him nicely and under his breath, like, hey man, don't do that again.
Yeah, no more, no mas. I will give credit to Leo Sokonic, really starting off the second half as he ended the first with a ton of hustle, ton of energy. He's kind of having his way one-on-one with the Bedford defense.
Senior forward bringing some energy in this semifinal game. George looked like he might have gotten an upper arm on that, no call. Play continues. Lafferty on that far sideline. It gets deflected out of play by Bryce Rivard.
Yeah, and again, just a pass that didn't quite have enough juice on it to get to Lafferty on the end. Goes out of bounds, lucky to have that throw, but something Bedford needs to clean up. The playoffs do require a bit more precision and, accuracy in the passing, and let's see if they can do that in the second half.
Urick will volley a ball out of bounds on that far sideline, keeping it away from Sokonic. In behind Sandu, you can't be offside on a throw-in, and he was making a heady play there, sneaking in behind that back line. Earns a corner for the Lancers.
Yes.
Quick score update from earlier. Nashua South won 2-1 in the first overtime over Exeter. They will advance to the semifinals on Wednesday.
Yeah, to me it seems like, excuse me, Londonderry is really playing as if the regular season didn't matter. This is coming in with clear slates, even records, and they're just playing with a little bit of reckless abandon and having a ton of success, whereas Bedford is a bit tentative as they're trying to get these passes here. I think they're going to have to adapt to this game instead of trying to make the game like all the rest in their past if they're going to be successful.
Soconic now dispossessed by Santerre. Howley stuffs the pass forward. Can't connect with Jacobson as shielding him off was Totten. Now back in the middle for Jordan. Jordan plays the long ball. That will go for a goal kick. Early minutes here, second half, tied at 1. Brannigan, far sideline for Lafferty. It runs a little on him, but he gets it forward for Teixeira. Outside of the foot pass to Jacobson, makes the connection, but stopped up there by Gingro. Now McComish comes forward. Sandu now. His pass picked off by Santerre. Santerre looks to get to Mirza. He's free. Off the line, Phil Krantz comes out. Smothers it before Mirza can get a touch on it. Good play there by Phil Krantz.
Yeah, nice pressure there by Bedford, creating a turnover with McComish on the end, and that's, I think, what they're going to have to do. Hustle and energy is going to also be a great momentum swinger for you, and Bedford's going to have to remember that stuff doesn't go away no matter what the score is or how the other team is playing.
Both teams trying to find that spark. Something's going to light up each offense as Soconic is fouled by Lucas Jurek. Totten will stand over the free kick. Gingro will play it forward to Soconic. Soconic, one of those players that every time he has it at his feet, you're thinking, what's he going to do? What kind of magic are we going to see? Senior forward has been a pest for this Bulldog defense.
Yeah, and again, we see here Londonderry just continuing to motor through, and Bedford with some indecision. You have the ball, I have the ball. Again, if it were me out there, and it is not me, so these coaches are incredibly talented here on the Bedford side, but I would wonder why is someone not man-marking Soconic always? Because as you said, when he gets the ball, it feels like something's going to happen.
Of course, Soconic, the goal scorer for the Lancers in the first half. Beautiful flick on by Jordan to set up the one-touch goal by Soconic. That was only 3 minutes after Teixeira was able to cash in on a breakaway. Long ball played forward by Jacobson. He got the assist on that, and Gabe Teixeira put the Bulldogs up with 13 minutes left in that first half. And like I said, only 3 minutes later, Soconic answered. We're knotted at 1. Just about 8 minutes into this second half. Teixeira will chase it down near side. Tries to catch up to it, but it does go over the sideline for a Lancer throw-in. Derisitis will throw it for the Lancers, but will be pushed back by the officials before he throws it. And again, a lot of free space there. You've been talking about that all game. Holding midfielders for the Lancers, pushing high. Trying to force the issue here, looking for opportunity after opportunity. Logan Tennant will have the throw in.
Yeah, and in my opinion, there's again, we see Bedford, content. They like the back pass, etc., and that's all good. I think they need to continue to do that, but someone has to open it up and have a bit more creativity to think about that long ball or that long switch. They have been able to get chunks of yardage down the right-hand sideline, specifically when they're willing to kick the ball down there.
Sandu's been all over the place for the Lancers. The freshman getting a lot of burn, causing problems for this Bedford Bulldog defense as well. Number 23 in white.
Back up by the 40s.
Derisitis with the throw now, near sideline. 10 minutes into this second half, still 1-1. Grayson Howley battling in the midfield. Long ball played forward by Caden Jordan. Brannigan comes out, and a huge throw. Jeez, almost out to the midfield. Wow. Tries to connect with Lafferty, and it goes just a bit far. Jordan kicks it out off of Lafferty for a Lancer throw.
Yeah, and I don't actually even see a ton of wind here. Brannigan threw the ball, as you said, almost 40 yards in the air. It was a fantastic throw for to try to get a little bit of a break.
Drake May back there.
That's right. Live arm.
Logan Tennant connects with Ali Mirza. Snuffed out by Lucas Houston. Plays it forward. Now into the middle. Here's DeGeorge. Out wide for Sandu. Tennant is there. Will kick it out of bounds and allow his defense to regroup.
Yeah, and this again is a hallmark of what Londonderry has been able to do during the game. Is they're getting possession in the midfield and really able to put the ball into space and run onto it, and it's breaking down the Bedford defense in a way such that you make a ball a 50-50 ball when you have no right to, when you have 2 or 3 defenders back. And so Londonderry is doing a nice job distributing the ball in that way and pushing it and gaining lots of yardage on 1 or 2 passes.
Some substitutions on both sides. Sandu will go out for the Lancers. In for him is Finn McDonald. McComish heads out for the Bulldogs. In for him is Dom Jurek. Foul on the far sideline gives the Lancers a free kick.
Yeah, we've seen too a lot of these moves, a lot of these fouls have just been because of skill, right there. There was a skilled move, and Lafferty, I think, didn't have a choice but to bring down the winger there for Londonderry. And so highly skilled team on both. And again, it just feels like Londonderry is imposing their will a bit on Bedford as they maintain the pace of play.
Nice clearance there by the Bulldogs. They play it all the way back to Phil Krantz. He punts it high in the air, basically straight up in the air. Mirza gets ahead on it. Now he's on it. Fakes the one touch. Off the post again. Off the left post. And that has been Phil Krantz's best friend today. That's the 3rd post he's hit. 2 in live play, 1 after an offside call. But either way, Mirza just missing. It stays 1-1.
Yeah, very, very unlucky by Ali. He had the composure, stopped, and was able to get the defenders bouncing by him, jumping by him, and just another post. And playoff soccer, you have to take advantage when you have it, as we see the replay.
Replay here, you see Mirza heads it to himself, fakes the shot, gets it down to his left foot, and just off that left post. Tough one there. Ball glances off of Teixeira, but somehow the Bulldogs get awarded the throw. Tennant will move forward and throw it into Teixeira again. Goes through his legs, a little pulling. They get away with it. Nice slide tackle there, though, by Pasternak. He clears it back, but Jacobson is there for the Bulldogs. Harrington now will range forward. Mirza presses the issue, gets taken down. No foul. Jacobson back to Howley. Far side, Lafferty. Lafferty has time, and now it evaporates. Pokes it forward, tries to connect with Jacobson, but that is foiled. Jurek comes forward and heads it to his teammate.
Yeah, we see here again, it's the Bedford team is just insistent on these small little passes, and when they don't connect, you are losing possession in a bad spot. And so I saw a little bit ago, Jacobson had a great idea, just opened his hips, got a play on the sideline and turned and got it all the way over to Harrington. It's that type of opening the field that we're seeing a lot of opportunity for Bedford, and it was a great play. They need to continue to do that.
Long ball played in. Phil Krantz bobbles it. Mirza's right there, but can't make a play on the ball as Phil Krantz had gotten his body in good position. Tentative moment there for the Lancer keeper. And Sokonic now, after the punt, he's onto it and threatening. Deflected out of bounds by Lucas Jurek. Some more substitutions. Sandu back in for McDonald. Looks like Bryce Rivard is back in for the Lancers as well. Just about 25 minutes left in this game. 1-1 is your score in this quarterfinal matchup. The winner will go on to play the winner of Bishop Girton and Hanover on Wednesday in the semifinals. That game at 4 p.m. at Manchester Memorial. Jordan collects it, now Sandu. Santerre steps in. Plays it forward, Mirza running the wrong direction, they can't connect, but it's deep in Lancer territory for the throw-in. Field hockey championships are tonight. The #1 Keene Blackbirds come to Bedford to play the #2 Bedford Bulldogs at 7 p.m. It will be broadcast on the NHFS. We'll bring it to you on radio, WBNH 105.1, and then we'll have it on tape delay for those that want to see the BCTV broadcast. A turnover here by the Bulldogs. Sandu has some time and space. Forward for Sokonic. Sokonic gets it poked away. Nice play there by Logan Tennant. A little miscommunication afterwards, but a great defensive play by Tennant to disrupt Sokonic.
Yeah, again, we've talked about it. Just a very, very strong defender, senior. Has done a nice job for Bedford. That's what they're going to need, is a little bit of that grit, and just, you know, don't wait, don't hesitate. Go get the ball and get it out of harm's way.
Tennant with the quick restart. Up for Santerre. Teixeira brings it to the middle. Cut back for Mirza. Disrupted on the back line by Pasternak, but the Bulldogs with possession again. Teixeira tries a quick touch for Santerre, but not quite enough of it, and Phil Krantz will grab it off the turf.
Yeah, the passing is there for Bedford. We can see them connecting and linking. A little bit off on the touches, but we're starting to see a little bit of life as it's starting with them going up and getting head balls and getting the ball going in their way and not waiting for it to bounce.
Girls will play a semifinal matchup against Winnacunnet on Tuesday, the 4th, 6:15 start time. It will be a tape delay again. The NHFS will have that. Radio broadcast on 105.1. As Santerre tries to poke it forward for Teixeira. Girls soccer coming up with a good win and advancing. And then again, the football team finished an undefeated regular season. They will have a first round bye in the playoffs with the #1 seed. They will play their first playoff game on Friday the 14th, 7 p.m. from here, Bedford High School Stadium. Teixeira gets wrapped up and fouled. You know, if you're the Lancers, you don't mind that foul.
Yep.
That's Gingro that will get called on that. If he doesn't pull him down there, that's trouble. So there are strategic places where you want to take those fouls, and that was one of them. Jacobson now, he'll have a go. Gets blocked by Pasternak. Jacobson on the ball again. Harassed by Jordan. Teixeira, far side, too high. Couldn't quite get his shoulders over it, keeping it low. And it gets over the cage. Phil Krantz will have a goal kick.
Yeah, and the Bedford, one of the benefits of the Bedford offense is it doesn't take much. It doesn't take a lot of space that they can turn and get some instant offense. Love to see one of these go in for them, obviously, but I like the aggressiveness they have here, and I think they're starting to really feel the sense of the game that you can't just do the next pass, the next pass. You got to think 2 passes ahead and start to open up, play to feet, but play to space.
Need to start playing some chess instead of checkers. Sokonic onto it for the Lancers. His forward pass is blocked by Urich, and now the counter. Santerre surveys his options. Getting back nicely, Griffin Cunningham for the Lancers. And now Dom Urich will volley it forward. A little bit of a back and forth affair here in the midfield. Logan Tennant kicks it up and over his head, as does Jacobson. Climbing the back of Mirza was Pasternak. Teixeira, nice defensive play, but earns it back. Houston was there. Howley Far side for Harrington. Harrington, long ball down the right wing. Runner there, Lafferty. Holds it up, waits for support. Looks to see if he can center, and he does. Teixeira cuts it back. Mirza in front, score! Beautiful play there by Lafferty to set things up. Saw the cutting Teixeira. One touch to the middle, one touch to the back of the net. We'll see the replay here. Beautiful goal by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, really nice play. Lafferty able to cut it back, and then yet again, Teixeira cuts it back as well, knowing his teammate was going to be up at the top of the goal box. Really nice ESPN there, if you will. But again, I really like Bedford. It's a bit of lightning in a bottle when they want to, when they get in the right spot, when they get the right people driving at the right time. Really nice play all around, because I've been a little bit critical of them in the beginning of this half, but I've seen them actually start to turn into, going up after those head balls, not letting them bounce, going in and two-footed tackles. And I think that's kind of slowing down Londonderry a bit, because Bedford's now coming with the same type of intensity that Londonderry started with.
Bedford goal by number 10.
So the Lancers look to answer right away, coming with some energy. So Connick, same energy that he's brought throughout this game. Mirza tries a bicycle, can't quite get there. We are halfway through this second half, and just moments ago, Ali Mirza, goal-scoring machine for this Bulldog offense, cashes yet again and puts the Bulldogs up 2-1 in this state quarterfinal. So Connick tries to run onto it. Shielded out by Tennant. Plays it into the middle for Urick. Now Jordan. 1-2. Disrupted nicely in the middle by Jacobson. Mirza holds it up. Dodges 1 and 2 players. Santerre forward for Teixeira. He brings it over the near side touchline. Lancers will have a throw. We do want to say thank you to our underwriters. We at BCTV and WBNH would like to thank them for supporting our live sports coverage. Primary Bank, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Great New Hampshire Restaurants, T-Bones, and the Copper Door.
Nothing, Logan. Nothing, Logan.
Great to have their support throughout these seasons, helping us put on this live sports coverage, both regular season and now playoffs. Great local establishments and businesses. If you can get there, please visit them often in your normal everyday to-day life. 18 and a half to go here in this quarterfinal. 2-1 Bedford on the go-ahead goal by Ali Mirza just moments ago. And now we'll see how heavily the tables turn here. Obviously, urgent situation, win or go home type thing. We'll see if the Lancers try to push more players forward, change their formation, leave 3 back instead of 4. They've been playing throughout this part of the game. We saw an unusual goal the other afternoon, Wednesday, as Sully Duffy came forward and scored a goal all the way from his own goal. Phenomenal goalie throughout, made some phenomenal saves for the Winnacunnet Warriors, and actually ended his career with a goal off of a header. Beautiful play, and was able to bury, make the score 4-2. Again, not nearly enough, little too late kind of situation. The first goal for the Warriors was an odd one. It glanced off an advancing attacker as Brannigan tried to clear it out of his own end. So 2 very unusual goals, but Duffy was an impressive player.
Yeah, and see here, I think we're going to get into, like you said, Londonderry is going to continue to try to push forward, and Nick Harrington did exactly what I was going to suggest. The ball has to leave the zone if you're Bedford, because you get things like this, Gabe Teixeira with stealing a possession, if you will, and unfortunately seems to go down, is hurt, but a little bit of a no call there. But the point being is that you're not now in your half still trying to dink and dunk the ball away. You've got to get it out of your half, as Nick Harrington was able to do there.
Mirza tackled there. Teixeira in the right place, right time, but he's offside. Teixeira as you mentioned, took a whack on the ankle, felt it hard. He did well to gain possession, hold it up momentarily, and Harrington with that long clear. Again, the wind behind the Bulldogs here, so those long balls will carry. And they're going to need some speed on that front line to track them down. Phil Krantz with the free kick after the offside.
Yeah, and that plays into the Bedford attack anyway. You get Mirza and you get Teixeira, two real fast guys who are willing to throw their body around and play through traffic. And it takes the pressure off your defense, which you need to do once in a while because you can't be this precise all the time and hold the line, if you will, without Londonderry continuing to throw more and more people up at the goal.
Harrington blocked on the clearing attempt. Now it will go out off the Lancers. I believe that was DeGeorge ranging forward as it go off his foot for a goal kick. 15 minutes to go here in this state quarterfinal. The Bulldogs ahead 2-1. A lot more playoff action. Again, the boys soccer team, if they win today and can hold on, they'll go on to play the winner of Bishop Girton and Hanover on Wednesday in the semifinals. Still have 15 minutes though, and we've seen a lot of action here in this one, so nothing has been decided. Field Hockey Championship is tonight at 7 p.m., so come down to the Bedford High School Stadium if you're a field hockey fan and see the Bulldogs, their first appearance in the state championship, this time against the Keene Blackbirds. Teixeira well offside, does not make an attempt to track that ball down. The girls soccer team will be playing in the semifinals against Winnicott on Tuesday, 6:15 start. We'll have that on radio like these others. Tape delay for those that want to see it. Long ball here. Sukonic, the back line relying on an offside call. It doesn't come. Crossing pass. Nobody there on the other end, but Sukonic again wreaking havoc, urging his teammates, hey, come with me here. We have opportunities.
Yeah, that was a lot of trust in the referee, the official to call, and he did not choose to call. And Sukonic was down there. He actually was so far ahead that as he crossed, there was no one available to take his cross. But a dicey situation there for Bedford defense.
Jordan, a little back and forth with Houston. Now they'll try the far sideline, and it goes out of bounds. One more playoff game to talk about. The football team will play the quarterfinals on Friday, November 14th, 7 p.m. will be kickoff. Again, an undefeated season for the football squad. They do earn a bye in the first round and will advance to the quarterfinals on Friday the 14th, 7 p.m. kickoff. 13 minutes to go here. 2-1 is your score. The Bulldogs ahead of the Londonderry Lancers. Goals by Teixeira and Mirza. Teixeira now threatening again. Inside, outside, shot, far post, and hits it again. Fourth post today. Santerre is up strong. Kicks it to himself. No foul called. Cleared out to near sideline and for a Bulldog throw, but my gosh. Those are two posts by Mirza, another here by Teixeira. This could easily be 3 or 4-1, but it is just 2-1. Phil Krantz needs to say a little prayer and say, thank you, Mr. Post. I appreciate your help here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, Teixeira just showing a lot of skill, a lot of patience, and then a burst of speed to get through, get that right foot open. And man, that post has been very good to Londonderry today.
Same one each time, too, that left post. Goalie's right side. And Phil Krantz right there. I'm not sure if we caught that on camera, but he was definitely patting the post and saying, thank you very much, Post Malone. I appreciate your help today. Bulldogs looking to extend this lead, but now the Lancers on the counter. Long ball for Sukonic. Brannigan well out of his cage. Picks it up. Wow, that was close. Wow, that was close. He was right at the edge of the 18, backpedaling, saw the line and scooped it up. Sokonic standing right there, wanted the call as a handball, but he was right on the edge of a tough shot there. Would have been a handball just outside and a free kick at the 18 effectively.
Yeah, Tucker Brannigan playing with fire, but able to get the ball into his goal, no harm, and it's a goal kick out of the way. But these are the types of things that can change a game, and so Bedford fortunate that the refs were perhaps being a little bit kind to them, and no call.
Clarification on that too. If the goalie deliberately picks it up outside the 18, is that a card too? Is that normally a yellow?
I would say that close, it wouldn't necessarily be unless there was someone right there. So Sokonic was there, to be fair, but perhaps a yellow card. Yeah, I could see that. It wasn't deliberate in the sense that he was outside in the field of play doing something. Sure. It was very, very close, but yeah, that could have been a game changer.
No call, no free kick. Saw there on the replay as it was quite close to being a foul. But the Bulldogs avoid a tough situation there. Sokonic plays it forward. Harrington tries to shield it off. The Bulldogs do well. Tennant there clears it out. And now near sideline, Dom Jurek kicks it out of bounds. Cunningham volleys it in. Misplayed, but Brannigan there to cover it. Tense moments here for the Bulldogs defense as they're playing with fire here. 9:45 to go in the game, 2-1 the score, the Bulldogs ahead. But looking tentative on a few plays in a row. Play by Brannigan that looked like it was close to being a handball outside of the box. And there, the back line just struggling with a couple of runs as they were able to glance it out of harm's way. Sokonic here, right wing. Looks to try to make another connection. Cunningham now feeds it in the middle. Shot, deflected out front. Harrington gets a foot on it and a head on it. Jordan now plays it wide.
Yeah, and a lot of pressure being put on by Londonderry. I think they're kind of pressing Bedford into a very flat shape. It's basically one line of solid defense. I think Bedford has to regroup here, get the ball out of their zone and find their shape and make sure that they have their midfields where they are, because Londonderry is basically running around free in the 20 to 30 yard line on the football field without any pressure, and that's going to be a problem if Bedford can't start to put some defense out there.
You see Mirza's playing a little bit farther back, and not that the Bulldogs are parking the bus necessarily, but Mirza not as high as he normally is, usually even with Teixeira trying to put pressure on that back line. Cunningham plays it across now. Shot blocked out front by Mirza. Lafferty far side, served in. Backside, just a bit too long for Bryce Rivard. As we get to the 8-minute mark here in the game. 2-1. The Bulldogs lead on goals by Teixeira and Mirza. Teixeira in the first half, answered quickly by Sokonic. Only 3 minutes later, we ended the first half tied at 1. Mirza from Teixeira, the only goal scorer here in the second. Now he looks to get forward and just avoiding any kind of disaster. Houston kicks it as hard as he can, but it goes over his own end line. The Bulldogs will have a corner.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly the field can shift when you're willing to try, and that was by all accounts something that Londonderry should have been able to settle and handle. But the speed of Mirza is just no way about it. You just got to get the ball away from him, and if that means a corner kick, well, then live to fight another day.
Santera will take the corner. Near side, right-footed in-swinger, back post. Can't make the connection.
Yeah, I think we see Gavin Odell, who has checked into the game. Senior, big, tall Gavin able to get his head on that, but Londonderry able to eat up a lot of space here in a very short amount of time.
Substitution here. DeGeorge will go out, and Jarositis will come back in. Throw on the far sideline. Odell will head it out. Flick on by Sokonic. Santerre will volley it. Deep back for the Lancers, an opportunity for the Bulldogs to clear their defensive end as Pasternak regroups.
Yeah, and I do think with the addition of Gavin Odell, a defender at heart, as well as the exit of Gabe Teixeira, Coach Pepper, Coach Diaz really signaling that this is a defensive battle from now until the end of the game, and they're not going to let Londonderry get an odd man rush.
6 minutes left in this one. 2-1 is your score, but the Lancers applying pressure. They have a corner. Totten will take it on that far side. Right foot in swinger. There for the header, Harrington. Gets it to that far sideline. Lafferty tries to chase it down. But it is a Lancer throw. Pasternak volleys it ahead. Goes a bit wayward, so the Bulldogs will have a throw. A lot of hands on hips right now for the Bulldogs. They're taxed. This Lancer team, like I said, applying pressure. Hustling up and down, challenging every 50-50 ball. They know the season is on the line. Win or go home, as we see in the playoffs.
Yeah, and we know, you and I know, Corey, very well, playing defense is a lot harder sometimes than playing offense just because you have to be on and you're reacting the whole time. So those hands on those hips, it's going to be something that they're just going to have to deal with to get on to the next round, because pressure on the ball is what's going to stop Londonderry here.
Volleyed ahead, Sokonic flicks it for Sandu. Jurek over the near sideline. We're inside 5 minutes. Clock will be kept down on the field. Some controversy around that in the first half at the end, as the Lancers had an opportunity, and just before Sokonic buried his second of the game, the whistle blew indicating halftime. Lafferty, no foul called. Body to body, now Mirza will try to chase it down. Gets an opportunity, he's got a break. Nobody within 10 yards, it's one-on-one with Phil Krantz. He's into the 18, Phil Krantz comes out, deflects it away. Great play by Phil Krantz. Santerre though, back to Mirza. Mirza with a shot, too high. Phil Krantz, huge play there for the keeper. Senior coming well off his line, challenging out and foiling Mirza's second of the game. It stays 2-1. Still inside 5 minutes though, and the Lancers still need to scramble. That could have iced it for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think Mirza felt as though he was going to go right through the legs, as the goalie was going to perhaps jump through and try to save. And oof, what a great play, being as big as he can as that goalie. But again, for Bedford, sending one down there, and Mirza being a little bit of an agent of chaos, just making sure that the ball stayed down there and he got a free breakaway. Probably the most free he's been all year on a break.
Brannigan comes off his line on the ball forward. See the Bulldogs likely take their time on each and every throw, each and every free kick, each and every punt. Brannigan gets it deep. Mirza trying to run onto it again. He's going to take it 1-on-3 and see what he can do. Gets away from one defender. Pokes it out to the side. Glances off of Lafferty for a Lancer throw. Volleyed ahead. Urich will come over and clear it out. Body-to-body collision there as the two players get tangled. Santerre takes two hands in the back. Finally something called. Likely will stop play on that. Cunningham trying to take the foul as quickly as possible. Some tugging and shoving, some boos from the stands. Just two high school kids having some fun down there, Jay. Come on.
Just playing around, no big deal. A little joshing, a little horsing. Yeah, I mean, it's getting to that point. Here's what I would say. I don't hate the fact that no cards, et cetera. That's not a problem. But I do think the referees have to make sure that they curb this quickly so this game ends appropriately, if you will. Hard-fought game. Don't want to see anything mar it. So hopefully the referees can take control of this.
Nor do you want to see any silly injuries before one of these two teams advances in the playoffs. Jordan far side. Lafferty ranges forward, boots it over the end line for a goal kick. Phil Krantz will try to clear it out. Again, he's going into the wind. Although it has quieted down, the flag down to our right is still, we do see the leaves still moving. Phil Krantz with the goal kick. Challenged at midfield by Jacobson. Near side Jarositis for the Lancers. Plays it forward. Sandu. Played out of trouble by Logan Tennant. Jarositis now.
Nothing, Logan.
Sokonic plays it forward. Brannigan off his line. Nicely done just inside the box. Looked like he took a foot by the oncoming Lancer. I believe that was Gingro. Can't quite make out the number right now. Yes, William Gingro applying the pressure. See here on the replay, Brannigan comes out. Gingro gets a cleat right in the chest of Brannigan, so he takes a minute to recover. Sukonic for the Lancers. Looking to make some magic happen. Gets the cross in. Wow, a bicycle kick by Gingro. They even it. 2-2 late in this game. What a finish by Gingro. Sokonic down that right wing we see on the replay. Gets to his right foot, and a beautiful finish by Gingro. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Game knotted at 2. Waning moments of regulation, and the Lancers are able to even it.
Yeah, we got some, well, barring anything crazy, we got some bonus soccer, but that was past 4.5 minutes in the final 5. So what a play. Sokonic just continuing to be the engine to drive this team, this Londonderry team. Bedford was packing it in, doing everything they could, and just lost track a bit of the open players, maybe a little bit of ball watching, and here we are. It's Bedford has to finish this out, and Londonderry probably wants to try to get one more before the end of this never-ending 5 minutes.
And you know, honestly, that is one of the finer finishes that we've seen at the high school level. Just spectacular. Getting a foot on it, over his head, right on target. Amazing finish by William Gingro. And that's 3 whistles, that'll do it. So not 30 seconds more of play before the final whistle of regulation indicates we will head for extra time. Bonus soccer, Jay. 5 minutes, inside 5 minutes, and the Lancers with an amazing finish to knot the score, push to overtime.
Yeah, that was a class, the class of the day for sure. What a finish. Sokonic was able to get the ball down and kept his head down. He's the guy that's been the engine for Londonderry. And as you look going on to the next set, this is where you really have to say who's going with momentum, and as coaches, what are you telling your teams? It's something on Bedford, you got to say, hey, look, that was a fluke. We got to go take care of business and move on. And with Londonderry, I think you're saying, hey, guys, we can do anything we want here. Keep pressing, and good things will come.
They hope good things will come in this overtime period as we see a couple of replays here. That's Mears's second half goal. Beautiful setup from Teixeira and Lafferty. And now the replay on that goal just before the end of regulation. Sokonic cross to the middle. Bicycle kick by Gingro. Just an amazing finish.
He's going to be talking about that for the next 50 years of his life.
At least, and I hope he does.
Well deserved,
spectacular.
Yes. Spectacular. And it's, the little bit of the haunt of 3 posts, three the same post for Bedford. Shows you have to take advantage of opportunities they come, and you got to put the ball in the back of the net as Londonderry just did. But on to the next set, and here we go. Let's see what holds. Bedford has to go on the attack here a little bit as they've been back on their heels trying to defend. Unfortunately, not able to get there, but let's see how they can switch the script and get some pressure on the goalie and perhaps get one quickly here in the extra time.
And that's what Coach Pepper is going to have to focus on there is okay, that happened. What do you do? How do you recover? How do you respond to that? What do you do next to make sure that you have an opportunity to advance?
The winner of
Yeah, I think
to get their mind right.
All right, yeah, sorry about that, Corey. I think, too, with Coach Pepper, you got to accept what that was and be like, hey, guys, that was amazing. That guy just pulled something out of his hat that he probably could never do again. However, we took their best, very best shot, and here we are tied. They had to do that just to stay even with us. Let's go finish this like pros.
Before we head to overtime, I do want to take a second to thank the underwriters. We at BCTV and WBNH would like to thank our underwriters for supporting our live sports coverage. Primary Bank, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Great New Hampshire Restaurants, T-Bones, and the Copper Door. Appreciate their support throughout the season. And we head to overtime. We get extra time. I'm sure our underwriters appreciate the additional, additional mention. Extra soccer, bonus soccer. Jay, you didn't have anything to do this afternoon either, did you?
Not a thing.
No leaves, no chores, no grocery store run, no laundry, nothing, right?
The wind will blow the leaves away, so we're good to go.
We see the tournament bracket here displayed. Nashua South, of course, we've mentioned it a couple times, won earlier 2-1 over Exeter. That was in the first overtime. They will take on the winner of Wyndham against Merrimack. You'll see across the board all favored seeds have advanced. So Wyndham and Merrimack will play later today. Of course, this is the Bedford Londonderry game. The winner of this game will take on the winner of Bishop Girton and Hanover. Semifinals will be played on Wednesday. See some good sportsmanship there at midfield as Mirza gives a hug to Totten. He should be hugging Gingro for that. Just absolutely spectacular finish for the junior defender. And that's worth noting. He's a defender. He's been playing most of the game on the back line. Was ranging forward in those waning minutes to try to apply additional pressure, and it certainly worked. Teams keep the same ends, so Connick runs onto it. Tennant will play it ahead. Teixeira looks to try to run onto it, headed back nicely by Gingro. All the way to Phil Krantz, avoiding a tenuous situation as Teixeira was ranging forward and applying pressure.
Yeah, it's a good move, though, as we talk about kind of the emotional side of this, the psychological side. Bedford has been under siege for the last, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and good to see them get the ball out, and a headed ball, something a little bit tight for the goalie to deal with. Teixeira was running towards. I think Bedford needs to get a few of those opportunities to loosen up a little bit and kind of get on the offensive mindset because they've been playing defense for a long time.
Mirza tries to connect with Teixeira. Foiled on the back line by Pasternak. Foul called here. Sandu will get called for the foul. Some disagreement amongst the fans. Londonderry clearly not liking the call, and Bedford feeling justified. Tennant stands over the free kick. Forward, looking for Mirza. Gingro heads it out. Harrington plays a long one in. Phil Krantz comes out to his right. Two hands securely receives that floater. And now his punt looks to go out of bounds, and it finally does. Tennant now takes the throw. All the way forward for Teixeira. Go ahead, Jay.
I was also going to say, too, this is also the time where the heavy senior-laden team of Bedford, these seniors have to kind of come through and put the rest of the team on their back, say, we've done this before. Let's go finish this, boys.
Gingro there defending Mirza. Nice backup by Pasternak to come over. As Mirza looked to have a little window, and it was shut down quickly by the Lancer defenders. So Connick tries to flick it forward. Howley does nicely. Now Teixeira tries to get back, tweaks his knee a little bit, and the Lancers will have a free kick. Jarositis broke that play up, and now Colin Philkrantz will take the free kick. Philkrantz, the beneficiary of a post saving a couple goals. 3 to be exact. Always good to have a little help from your friend. Lancer throw on the far sideline taken by Rivard. Urick there to clean things up. Will be a Lancer throw very deep in Bedford territory. Winner again will play the winner of Bishop Girton and Hanover on Wednesday at 4 p.m. That will be played at Manchester Memorial, with the second semifinal just hours later. Same venue. Finals will be played next Saturday. Bulldogs. Jacobson comes away with it. Plays it wide. Sandu steps in. Sandu in the middle. Jordan. Sukonic cleared away. Harrington read it nicely. Disrupted the play. Inside 6 minutes here in this first overtime. 2-2 your score quite clearly as we are in overtime. A foul throw is called on the near sideline. Tough one there at this point of the season.
Yeah, and I think as we see the formations here, Londonderry has 4 back against the 2 of Bedford up at the 50, the midfield line. It's really that open space, so that a lot of the pressure here is going to fall upon Matthias and Caden, the 2 midfielders, center mids, because they're going to have to be the ones that are back helping on defense, but also supporting those fast attackers, making sure that they have the right through balls. So there's going to be a lot of room and a lot of space that they're going to have to cover for Bedford to be successful here, as Londonderry really puts the pressure on down by the goal.
Bedford throw on the far sideline for Lafferty. Whistle here to pause things. Not quite sure what that quick delay was for, but Howley, long throw. Mirza brings it down. Draws 2 and now 3. They finally foil that advance by Ali Mirza. Yeah, Lafferty is fouled on that far side, so the Bulldogs will have a free kick. So go ahead, Jay.
I was just going to say, too, it's much like Schoenig when we said when he gets the ball, it feels like something's going to happen. I feel the same way with Mirza and Teixeira when they're able to get the ball at their feet in space. And so I think that's something Bedford has to keep in mind and take advantage of. Keep feeding them, and they're going to have to be your horses that bring you home here. Let's see what they can do in the air, though, as we try to send one into the box.
4 minutes left here in overtime. The first one. Jurek, good strike, wide of the cage. That's Dom Jurek, who had ranged forward from his left midfield position. Phil Krantz will have the goal kick. Hangs up in the air and will be headed out of bounds on the near sideline by DeGeorge. Tennant will take the throw.
Help him, help him.
Mirza brings it down. Stutter step. 2 defenders there. Cross, deflected. It goes over the end line. The Lancers don't like it, but there was some green turf there visible from the official. I have to say the official was well positioned to make that call as he's standing nearly on the end line.
Yeah,
he saw it as out of bounds, and the Bulldogs will have a corner.
It definitely had some English on it after the deflection was trying to come back in, but good opportunity for Bedford here.
Santerre plays it short for Teixeira. Tennant will play the diagonal. Howley onto it in the box. They blow the whistle, perhaps an offside.
I think it might have actually bounced up and hit his arm, inside of his arm, unfortunately.
Seemed like he was onside, so we'll go with the handball there. 2.5 to go here in the first overtime. Knotted at 2. Goals by Teixeira and Mirza for the Bulldogs. Sukonic and Gingro with just seconds left in that regulation was able to tie it. Spectacular bicycle kick on a cross from Sukonic. Jordan volleys it just wide. Goal kick for Brannigan. Inside 2 minutes to go in this first overtime. Brannigan. His goal kick over midfield. Hear a whistle. We'll get a foul on some contact. It'll go Bedford's way. Push on that 50-50 ball as it approached that midfield area. Harrington will serve it up to see if he can create chaos in the Londonderry box.
Yeah, I think if you're Harrington here, this ball has to go towards the goal, stay within the frame, and try to get a foot on it as time is winding down in this period.
Strong, solid kick. Phil Krantz will come out. Not enough of a threat for the Bulldogs, so he fields it easily. Punted out towards midfield, volleyed ahead by Howley. Santerre, ahead for Teixeira. Some tired bodies here. Teixeira looks for help. Kicked out of bounds near side to George.
Yeah, we'll see, like you said, some tired bodies. This is where you're going to will yourself through this a bit, because ball's not going to go into the back of the goal without a bunch of energy and hustle. So love to see who can kind of dial that up here for the last minute or so of this period.
Harrington will volley it forward. Looking for Lafferty on the far sideline. Out of bounds for a Lancer throw. Some hand fighting there on the far sideline as both players trying to get position. And I hear a countdown. I'm not sure if that was the official or not, but it certainly seems like it as the whistles blow to signify the end of the first overtime. Still 2-2. We'll have some more soccer, Jay. Forget those chores. You're not going to be able to do them when you get home. You ran out of time.
Yeah, what a bummer. But if I'm going to do anything, I'd rather be sitting here watching this fantastic game, well played by both sides. And this is where you got to empty the reserve tank and see who can come through.
Possibly a strategic substitution here and then there. Try to get some fresh legs. In the meantime, as we are at the end of the first overtime, we'll say thank you again to our underwriters. We at BCTV and WBNH would like to thank our underwriters for supporting our live sports coverage. Primary Bank, the Wicks Insurance Group, Interim Healthcare of Manchester, Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, and Great New Hampshire Restaurants, T-Bones, and the Copper Door. Appreciate their support throughout the season. Again, a few broadcasts upcoming. Depending on the boys' soccer result here this afternoon, they may advance to the Wednesday semifinal at 4 p.m. The winner here will take on the winner of the number 3 Bishop Girton or number 6 Hanover game. That's going on later today. The semifinal game on Wednesday will be at 4 p.m. The Field Hockey Championships will be this evening at 7 p.m. The Bedford Bulldogs will take on the number 1 Keene Blackbirds. Bulldogs coming in with the number 2 seed. This is the first time they've been to the championship, so congratulations, but your job is not done. Good luck this evening at 7 p.m. for a start. Girls soccer, the semifinal. That will be on Tuesday as the Bulldogs will take on Winnicunnet, the number 8 seed. And of course, the football team. After an undefeated regular season, they will play their first playoff game on Friday the 14th at 7 p.m. The Bulldogs will kick things off here in the second overtime, 10 minutes on the board. Nothing has been decided. Goals from the Bulldogs by Teixeira and Mirza. Sokanik and Gingro on goals for the Lancers. We're knotted at 2 in the second overtime. Sokanik onto it. 2 plays forward, both broken up by Logan Tennant. Again, you mentioned he's been a stalwart on that back line all season. Santerre steps into a passing lane.
Yeah, really nice play there, Hetty, by the defender. Just staying solid, right? Not jumping, not getting off his feet, being able to stay 2 feet on the ground and running through that ball. That's what good defense looks like.
Harrington, long ball forward. Teixeira tries to flick it on. does not reach Mirza. Lafferty getting pushed and pulled, and now they finally make a call as Totten was getting a bit handsy.
Little John there back and forth, but again, we're down to the short strokes here. Let's see which team can kind of work through a little bit of that energy, that nervous energy, and get some solid attacks on goal.
McComish on that far side looks to get to the end. Out of bounds, though, they call a goal kick. Again, the official well positioned. This time the near side official calls the goal kick. Minute and a half into the second overtime, knotted at 2 in this state quarterfinal. So Connick onto it, tries to flick ahead. Tennant plays it all the way back. Good choice there, as the Lancers have 3 and 4 players forward, trying to put pressure on as much as possible. Lafferty will get called for 2 hands in the back of Jordan.
Yeah, and I think, seeing there, Sakana continues to be the Energizer Bunny. That goal kick kind of bounced, and he was the one running to the ball instead of the 4 or 5 Bedford defenders. And so Bedford really has to make sure they at least equal his tempo and stay with him to make sure they bottle him up.
Free kick here by Pasternak. Bouncing in tenuous spots here. Sandu almost had an opportunity. Teixeira will shield away the defender. Holds it up, waits for reinforcements, tries to get it ahead to Mirza. It gets glanced and deflected. So Connick plays it out nicely to the left side of him. Totten interrupted by Tennant, though. Good touch there by Sakonic as he was looking for Totten down that right wing. Santerre plays it forward for himself, cuts off the defender, plays it long. Mirza can't get onto it as Gerasitis is there.
Yeah, and as we see again, Santerre probably had 20 or so yards in front of him with no one there. And it just shows that the formation of Bedford is really dropping back to stop the goal, but they're missing the opportunity for the true counterattack to fill in that middle of the midfield.
So Connick through the middle. Sandu applying pressure. Volley here, blocked by the defense. Santerre tries to get out to it, but not quick enough. That's Jordan. Deflected out front. Here's Rivard. Back for Jordan. Across the middle. They try to play to Sakonic. He finds it at his feet. Fakes here and there, trying to get out wide. Here's Rivard. Back to Jordan. Jordan plays the diagonal. Headed out by McComish. Santerre into the back of Lafferty. And now McComish will settle. He'll range forward, plays the diagonal, but that's interrupted by Gingro, the second goal scorer for the Lancers. Rivard plays it forward. Brannigan waiting at the top of the box. Looks to counter-strike here, near side. This is Uric, but he loses to Rivard. The older Uric, Lucas, volleys it forward for Jordan. The Lancers applying pressure here with 5.5 to go in the second overtime. 2-2 is your score, but they turn it over. McComish. Bulldogs looking tired here, playing a lot of defense. Lafferty tries to put some pressure forward, shouldered off of it by Houston. A lot of room for Rivard. So Connick with a spring in his step. Uric to Uric, and now back to Brannigan.
Yeah, we see here Londonderry is absolutely being the aggressor as we're trying to, in Bedford, trying to just mount a defense that's going to stop the continued volleys in. And again, it's all about hustle, in my opinion, trying to find a way through, fight a way through a little bit of the exhaustion and being tired. And this is your season on the line. You got to find a way.
Punt forward here by Brannigan. Teixeira tries to muscle his way onto it. Santerre gets to there. Foiled and fouled by DeGeorge. That's a tough one there for DeGeorge. Looks like the players just got tangled. You'd prefer a no call there.
Yeah, that was just hard fighting for the ball. I think both of them were trying to get the advantage using their arms, but I don't think there was any true harm there on either side. But Bedford has an opportunity, which seems like the first in a long time.
Teixeira plays it in towards the back post. Phil Krantz gets a finger on it, and it's cleared off the end line for a throw for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that was the right ball for the time. Teixeira really feathered it in there, had some backswing. Gilkrantz was able to, Phil Krantz, jeez, I'm going to get that right. It's only been a little bit of this game, right, Corey?
Rosenkrantz and Gilderstern here?
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
talking some Shakespeare?
Going through different law offices. But Phil Krantz had a great opportunity there to knock it away, and it went away without much impact. So the right ball, but didn't get a head on it for Bedford, if I can conclude my comment.
Appreciate that,
yeah.
Yes.
Jeez.
Played nicely to that back post, but calling Phil Krantz with the finger on it, and now with the goal kick. Approaching 3 minutes to go here in this second overtime. 2-2 your score. Teixeira and Mirza for the Bulldogs, Sokanik and Gingro for the Lancers. Opportunity here, Brannigan. Fleet of foot is able to smother it. And now he goes far sideline for McComish. McComish earns a throw. Logan Tennant will take the throw. Goes forward.
Yeah, there's a lot of tired kids on both sides. I think it's really going to be, as I said, where this midfield's going to be able to string together some opportunities and get it up to their fast, impressive forwards. So we see the...
Phil Krantz came out of the net. Teixeira was chasing it down. Mirza back for Teixeira. Into the middle. Dangerous territory. Played out of the way by Gingro. Back in the middle. Played by Howley. But the Lancers defense is there. 2 minutes to go. Second overtime. This might be some strategy as Coach Pepper wants to get the right PK kickers onto the field. Dom Urich with the throw near side.
Yeah, we see a bit of indecision here. I think Bedford has to be really sure in what they're trying to do. Get the ball to Mirza and Teixeira, give them some opportunity to shield and turn, but Londonderry able to kick it away.
Spark on that far side. Here's Totten. Getting back was McComish. Harrington will head it off the back line. McComish into the middle for Jacobson. Backside for Logan Tennant. Long ball there up the left wing. Teixeira will chase it down against Pasternak. Jacobson tugged and pulled. Finn McDonald will get called for the foul there. Tennant will take the free kick for the Bulldogs. Closing minutes here in the second overtime. Teixeira brings it down. Forward, Santerre, Mirza, snuffed out. Great play by Pasternak. Slide tackle is able to prevent any magic from Mirza late in this second overtime.
Yeah.
Sokanik plays it across. Jordan got pulled. Sokanik just outside the 18, now inside. Plays it out wide. Inside the middle, Harrington. Woo, looked like he might have had a hand on that. And it won't matter. That is the end of the second overtime. We're gonna head to PKs, Jay.
Yeah, it's a fitting end. It's unfortunate sometimes with all this hard fought, but we've seen both teams surge at different times, but never to get it over the goal line, if you will. So PKs is what it's going to be. It's going to be an exciting end to this game.
It sure will. Players will have a moment to catch their breaths. The officials and the coaches will organize their teams. We'll take a minute or two and come back Don't go far. PK's upcoming in this state quarterfinal. We'll join you in just a few moments.
BCTV and WBNH thank our underwriters. Primary Bank, New Hampshire's bank for business. PrimaryBankNH.com. The Wicks Insurance Group, serving New Hampshire and the Bedford community with auto, home, life, and business insurance since 1984. TheWicksInsuranceGroup.com. Interim Healthcare of Manchester, personalizing care to help meet your unique health needs. InterimHealthcare.com. Nelson Real Estate of New Hampshire, your local brokerage boutique. Relationships built on trust. MrsNelsonsNeighborhood.com. Great New Hampshire restaurants. Food tastes better with family. Tbones.com or Copperdoor.com.
Welcome back to Bedford High School Stadium here in Bedford, New Hampshire. We've seen a thriller this afternoon. The Bedford Bulldogs hosting the Londonderry Lancers in this state quarterfinal. Number 2, number 7 matchup. My name's Corey Munster Tiger in the booth here with Jay Abendroth. Jay, fireworks all around. What a game.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad we had a little bit of break there. I think I ran out of all of my allotment of words, had to go refill. But this game has kind of had it all. It's had a ton of streaks. It's had a ton of different formations and different styles of play clashing. And, you know, it's a fitting way to end this, I think, in PKs because regular soccer, field soccer wasn't good enough. So we got to go to the next level as we see Bedford and Londonderry try to close this down on our right goal facing the press box.
Our good friend Lauren Fox was doing the game yesterday with you. He was lamenting the format of PKs. Not necessarily the best way to finish, but that's the way it's been for quite some time. And here we go. Bulldogs selecting their players, the Lancers selecting their shooters. Tied at 2. This is the only way that we can finish this game. We'll go until we get a winner. Allotted 5 to start. If we're tied after those first 5 kicks, we'll go to sudden victory with additional shooters for each side. Looks like Brannigan might be in goal first. We'll see who the first shooter is. Depends on who won that flip. I'm not sure. I didn't see it.
I did not either, and I will say hats off to both of these goalies who have kept both of their teams in the game throughout the day. Rosenkrantz at the end of the game had some really nice saves. He also had 3 posts to his credit. Phil Krantz, good Lord, my friend. I'm sorry. This is I get going on a roll, and I apologize. Colin Phil Krantz, the goalie, grade 12 from Londonderry, has had a fantastic game.
He sure has.
And as well as Brannigan. So the 2 right guys for this this torture chamber of a PK if you're a goalie.
Ali Mirza, the first shooter for the Bulldogs. Looking to start things off on the right foot for Coach Pepper. Phil Krantz in the middle, hopping slightly. There's the whistle from Mirza. Gets to the side, lefty, low liner to the left side, goal.
Yeah, nice placement as we look at this. Of course, you all have been watching a lot of soccer, but if you don't know, this is absolutely an advantage to the shooter. But the goalie jumping around, bouncing a little bit, has the opportunity to kind of get the shooter off their spot a little bit. Ali Mirza, a very talented goal scorer, was able to stop, use the left foot, and confidently put it in the back of the net.
Caden Jordan will take the first shot for the Lancers. Brannigan, the goalie for the Bulldogs. Shot score. Caden Jordan goes high just to the left and beats Brannigan. 1-1.
Yeah, good placement. Sometimes right down the middle is the way you want to go because the goalie has got to guess in a lot of regards. You see Brannigan here starts to go to his left, or excuse me, his right, but wasn't able to get his left hand up in time. Here we see Gabe Teixeira as the next, as we see both of the teams standing arms over shoulders in unit and solidarity, cheering on their teams.
Teixeira goes low to the right, pretty close to Phil Krantz. He got a piece of that, but Teixeira's shot is good. Perfect from the PK spot so far. 2-1 with the Lancers' second coming up. It will be William Gingrel, the masterful goal scorer at the end of regulation. Bicycle kick was spectacular, and now he has a chance here in PKs. The righty takes his steps back. There's the whistle. Here's the approach, a little pause. Really close to that right post, does nicely to beat Brannigan. Gets excited and motions to the crowd. We're at 2-2.
Yeah, Brannigan guessed right, just wasn't able to reach his arm out far enough. Nice pace on that shot to get it past as we continue to roll on to the next rounds.
Santerre now, Caden Santerre, the junior midfielder for the Bulldogs. Out to his left, right footer, goal. Kicks it to the left side. Phil Krantz didn't have much of an opportunity there. 3 for 3 for the Bulldogs. And now Pasternak will trot forward for the Lancers.
Yeah, we see Santerre in the replay, just a well-struck ball, and most times in a PK, a well-struck ball is much better than a slower place ball, just because the goalie just doesn't have time to react.
Had some pace on it there. Really no chance for Phil Krantz to catch up with that one. A little hesitation there for Pasternak. I think he was a little eager to go, and the official had not blown the whistle quite yet. Good to go now. Pasternak takes his steps. Right footer comes forward. Save, Brannigan.
Huge save by Brannigan. That's the type of thing of a momentum. I think Pasternak got a little bit in his own head as he wasn't able to take that shot when he wanted. Brannigan guesses right to his right, or correctly to his right, bangs it into the ground. Such a huge momentum shift for Bedford.
Lafferty now for the Bulldogs. Right footer lines it up. Phil Krantz hopping in the goal on the line. Lafferty goes to his left and scores. Phil Krantz dives to his right but can't get there. 4 for 4 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, nice placement by Lafferty. Phil Krantz had the right guess, if you will. It is a guess, educated nonetheless, but Lafferty able to put enough pace on that to put that into the bottom of the net. Usually those balls that are bouncing along the ground do scrub some speed from him, but Lafferty had just enough to get it past.
Coy Totten now for the Lancers, the senior midfielder. Needs to score this to extend it. The righty takes his steps back. There's the whistle. He comes forward hesitantly, goes to the right side, and there he is. Brannigan, the second save in this PK session, and the Bulldogs advance.
Wow, Tucker Brannigan, the hero of the game. Such, saving one of those PKs is such an incredible, extraordinary thing for a goalie in this pressure situation. For him to save 2 is massive. So as you see the team celebrate here, hard-fought game, Londonderry team. Unfortunate for these seniors who push so hard, but love to see Bedford in this enthusiasm. This is going to be a big momentum shift as they get into the next game.
Brannigan, phenomenal save on that last one, ranging to his left, diving full out extension with his left hand. Gets the mitten on it. He's the savior for the Bulldogs today. 2 saves in this PK event. The Bulldogs advance. 4-2 is the final in PKs. Phenomenal job by the Bulldogs. They will now advance to the semifinals. Again, Wednesday, 4 p.m. for that game. They will take on the winner of Bishop Girton versus Hanover, a game that will be played later this afternoon. Any final thoughts, Jay?
I don't know. I think we said them all, but I will just give it to both of these teams to be able to stand in and make it such a good game. Hard fought. Those PKs, if you haven't done it, it's a pressure cooker, and these young men have all acquitted themselves really well. Love to see them here at the center of the field acknowledging each other for a game well played. But yeah, good on for Bedford. They got to learn from this one and move along and live to fight another day.
Appreciate the BCTV crew. Kyle Heavey filling in on camera upstairs in the wind. Appreciate him. And Andrew Fenn back in the studio producing. For Jay Abendroth, I'm Corey Munster-Tiger. Congratulations to the Bedford Bulldogs as they advance to the state semifinals. Have a great night, everybody.